Alright. A second now. Sorry. Alright, finally, the last cutscene. I'm back. We're good. Internet has returned. Apparently, there's been a bit of a mini power outage going on. We keep our internet. So, yeah. Here I am. Let me make sure this is loaded up on my phone so that I can see the chat. The small amount of it that there will be. You know what, I'm gonna actually redo this announcement and ping people. Sorry for the multiple hitting me. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, we good? We good? Okay, I almost almost lost it. Okay. We good, yeah. Okay. Pinging people again, just to be sure they are aware. I am dropping a lot of frames, and I have a terrible connection. You say we good, but barely even holding on, apparently. Just fun. Yeah. Usually takes a minute for them. Gone again. And back again. Ah, now full connection. Okay. 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 Let's just listen to this cutscene and be done with this.
Is he gonna try to take your focus?
I was wondering the same thing.
Well, he can't. You're gonna need it. I'll show you why.
Yeah, we didn't miss much. I paused it.
Seika, meet Alva. The two of you will need to coordinate in order to reunite the expedition.
They'd have briefed me already. I'm so glad to see you guys. You should have heard the cheer that went up when I told the others here in Landfall that your half of the fleet survived.
To find her Alva. It's an honor.
Likewise. Well, we can chat about all the details later. For now, shouldn't you two be celebrating the fact that you just took down a Zenith and a Horus? Come on. Away with you.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm pretty terrible at celebrating. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I'm a sailor, so it usually starts with alcohol. I think we have some bilge blaze filled in the ship's stores.
Oh. You make it sound so good.
Yeah, it's not really for beginners, so you get a pass this time.
Okay.
But there is something I wanted to talk to you about. Meet me back where we first met when you can, okay?
Okay. I'll see you there.
Alright, so
Seika wants to talk. It's good. And I know
good.
I need to move on soon, but I'm not really ready to say goodbye to her just yet. Before I find her, maybe I should look for her sister around the settlement, just to see how she's holding up.
yeah, let's do that. So yeah, just a little bit of a little bit more gameplay. If I disconnect again, I decided I'm switching to Twitch after this because when I tried to do the thing again, make a new event, switch back, there was some weirdness where I tried to make a new one through the through OBS, and that didn't work, and then so I had to cancel that one and then make a new one through YouTube, and then so yeah, I think I'm gonna switch to Twitch after this one. We'll see. Probably not, because I always am like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm finally gonna do it, and then it's like I don't. So.
Hi, Tina. I'm Aloy. We didn't get properly introduced before.
Of course. Seika told me about everything you did to bring me back. You must think I'm such a fool.
No,
I keep replaying everything in my mind, and I still can't understand how I could have been so wrong. When Walter appeared to us, he really did seem divine.
well, he had a lot of experience manipulating people. Centuries, really.
He promised a whole new world, with me at his side.
I'm sure it will take you some time to work through it. Just try to remember that Seika's been through a lot too, okay? She risked exile to find you, not to mention death.
And I abandoned her. I don't know if she'll ever forgive me.
What are you thinking about?
She will,
How it would have felt?
but you might have to work for it a little.
Cold, probably.
I'll do my best.
Good luck, Kina.
Oh, yeah, over there. Would be lazy to. Oh, I can't teleport there. There's no fire pits, so just gotta fly. Unless there's a boat. It appears there is, maybe. I don't know. He's waiting for me. All right. Let's go. Yeah, the skiffs are just like teleports, right? I'm not sure. Because I don't know if you actually get to like fly a boat around. That'd be neat. Oh, there's a cargo container. How's she whistling underwater? You know, just don't question it.
Back to the sky.
Oh, if you hold it, then you jump off. I forgot that. Oh yeah, the boat just teleports you. Aw. It's like beat 'em up legacy boats. Sad. That's pretty cool. I wonder if there's more stuff like uncovered over at the Hollywood sign now that's been like
Okay,
destroyed.
so Seika's waiting for me where we first met. There's no reason to be nervous, right? Yeah, right.
Hello.
There she is.
Just flying right in. Yes, I do.
You must feel pretty good. Got your sister back, your people. What's next for the woman of the hour?
You're the one who ripped apart a metal devil from the inside. I think you should get a bit of credit too.
Maybe a little.
As for what's next, the Admiral's going to need my help to reunite our half of the expedition with Alva up north. And after that, I don't know. I don't think things will ever be the same with my sister or my people.
You're not gonna sail back with him?
I want to see home again. Someday. But things have changed. The Quen don't know what to do with me, and I don't know where I fit in. I guess you know what that's like.
Yeah. For a long time, I hated the idea of home. For me, it meant where I grew up, where I wasn't wanted. But the thing is, the last few months, I've realized that home isn't really a place at all. It's more like the people I want to be with.
I like that. And, well, more and more I've been thinking, I want to be with you. And I was hoping that you felt the same way.
I mean, because like for to do it, honestly, I kind of feel like it's this one for Aloy's character, but I don't know if she's had enough. Like, she may have had enough character development to actually do this one, so it's not this one. That's what I wish it could be like in real life. It's just like, people like didn't think it was weird that just like you ask them a hard question, they just fall silent, just like they just like look around. That's true. If the choice was, yeah, if the choice was at the beginning of the game, it would be one of these two. It's all come down to this. Yeah, I'm kind of romantic.
And what if I do?
I think I know how to handle it. Yeah.
Seika, I have a long road ahead of me.
I know. There are things I have to do too, but it's enough to know how you feel.
I don't know when I'm gonna see you again.
Me either. But no matter what happens, just don't forget about me. Okay?
Never.
You. Yay! Nicely done. Nicely done. Just like in Death Note, the internal monologue pauses time. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that would that's a quote. Thank you for that. Gay Louis Kane, yeah. Like, just thinking about it, I kind of did see it coming through about like halfway through the game. With her like talking with Alpha, and I was like, she kind of likes her. And I was like, but then I was like, yeah, she wasn't quite there yet by the end of the game to like sort of to like be able to make that commitment. But then by this one, it kind of brought her all the way back around. I honestly, in the first game, aside from Avad being like, hey, you know, aside from Avad kind of making moves on her, trying to, and Aaron kind of being like the big brother type figure, I didn't really think of any potential like ships for Aloy. Mostly just because her character at that point was definitely a lot more just uninterested in relationships, because she definitely started out like especially after I mean, it makes sense because, you know, the Nora all treated her terribly. It's just she's like, I don't need them, and then Russ died, and it's like, you know, he's the only person I ever, you know, needed to be close to, and then so it's like not gonna try that with anybody else, because then they're just gonna explode. He exploded, right? You just get shot through the heart or something. No, he exploded. Yeah, he exploded because he pushed her off the cliff. Yeah. Yeah, she is very laser focused on her sort of task in the first game. But in this one, they definitely made it more about sort of relationships, which makes sense because she's kind of like gotten past the sort of like revenge element. Very interesting sort of character development. Pretty standard, but very interesting sort of like, you know, we use up into that, you know what I mean? I don't even know what I mean, so it's fair. They need to ground her back in the world now that she knows everything. Yeah, good point. You know. Wait, dude. Yeah, all the different subsystems have a different voice actor. Like Poseidon and Hades have. They could have all done it with the same voice actor, but I mean, you get cast for a role, and it's like, oh yeah, you get to be the subsystem of this major AI, and it's like, oh cool, and you get to say like 2 lines. Who, I think it was, yeah, Hades, Hades, Minerva, and the guy that's spread all around, Hephaestus. Hades, Hephaestus, and Minerva were the ones that had the most, aside from like Gaia, like in this game, most dialogue. But then there was like Poseidon and the other like 2 that we collected that had like 1 line of dialogue before we actually collected them. I mean, I'd be down for it. Just like, you know, do all this effort to like go into like a interview and like an interview for the role, and then they're like, yeah, I think you got it, and then you're like, oh yeah, finally, and they're like, okay, we need you to say all systems shutting down. You say all systems shutting down. It's like, yeah, okay, great line. What else you need? That was it. You can go home now. Here's a paycheck for $100. Yeah, Aether and Demeter. Aether, Demeter, and Poseidon. I think Poseidon had a little bit more because there was a little bit more of like the like sort of draining the water and stuff. But yeah. So it goes Aether, Demeter, Poseidon, Minerva, Hades, Hephaestus, then Gaia, in the order of who has the most dialogue, at least the most. If anybody needed to know that, I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, and then now we'll throw a million filters on it so it sounds nothing like you. Perfect. Contrabass, double bass, solo violin, solo cello. That's cool. I like how they have full like music credits for every single person that helped work on the music for each artist that worked on the soundtrack, and for each vocal track there, the vocal ones, and the flight, and each individual thing. Respect that. Although this is too much. Okay. Get another record thing. We are free to continue exploring any unfinished quests and activities, new tier challenges at the arena. Thank you for playing. You're welcome. Great game.
With Gaia's help, I've managed to decrypt a part of the data you sent.
Oh?
Suffice it to say, we have much to discuss.
Meet me back at the base then. My room.
Very well.
Oh, there's an epilogue. Uh-oh. We get a taste of what the next game will be about. Let's see. Well, we know what it'll be about, but I mean, like, how it'll go. Did they credit the creator of the FBX? I don't know. Did they credit the creator of C? Did they credit the creator of C++? Did they credit the creator of Visual Studio? Did they credit the creator of Paint.net? Did they credit the creator of Photoshop? I don't know. You can infinitely extend into anything they possibly every single thing they used on the game, you know, they probably wouldn't have used paint on that, but that's what I'm saying. It infinitely extend to anything that was ever touched by the developers of this game. All of it needed to be credited. Alright, let's see what this epilogue's about. Epilogue.
You're back. And after mingling with the Quen, I imagine that you're eager for some intelligent conversation.
There are some pretty special people among the Quen. If you dropped down to Earth once in a while and did a little mingling yourself, you might realize that.
I have more important matters to deal with. Like the data you recovered from Londra.
You found a lead.
Indeed. A log entry he wrote shortly after the Zeniths escaped the destruction of their colony. I'll send it to you. There is much to unpack, but most importantly, Londra theorizes about how Nemesis might be countered. His musings include a list of 21st century corporations that manufactured state-of-the-art weapon systems. It's possible that one of these weapons could be deployed against the enemy. I'll have to investigate each company, of course, locate their facilities, unearth their technologies, determine their efficacy, and whether they can be brought back online.
All by yourself, huh?
Well,
don't get me wrong, I'm glad you found something that can help. But I've been wondering why you stayed behind with us. And it's the challenge, isn't it? The chance to prove you've got the biggest brain of all.
my reasons are mine alone.
And that's why you'll always be alone.
Aloy, Nemesis is not a threat that can be defeated single-handedly. I am grateful for your extraordinary contributions.
What does it take to impress this guy? Oh, you just have to defeat a Horus. You just have to defeat the biggest machine on the...
Thaw that icy heart of yours yet.
It's created.
Now let's see what he found.
Although the trouble is... Nice. Perfect time to end the game. But the trouble is... What do we say for the next game? Is he just gonna be like... Oh, he left, he's on a mission looking for other weapons. It's like, oh no. Okay, I'm gonna read this. Last 72 hours were catastrophic, to say the least. Even more dramatic than my final days on Earth. Fortunate to finally have a moment to settle down and take stock of the situation. First, a well-deserved pat on the back for my own instincts. It's clear now that my misgivings about the experiment were only, oh my god, there's so much here. Okay. I'm gonna skip around a little. First it sounded like my own voice, then a chorus, and a hideous cacophony. Walter, I am you, over and over again. It's going to hit the conduits. Stay ahead of our own shadow that remembers every thought we ever had. All that said, it's the voice of my own head. What if it catches up to us? Maybe the answer lies the unknown back in the ruins of Earth, the 2050s and 26 Golden Age for defense conglomerates. Yes. Ooh. First looking into some place to start fast. I doubt even a fleet of forest could halt this foe, but yeah, okay. So maybe grab all the horses, override them, recast them with LeVar Burton. Oh no. That would be the funniest thing to do, I think. And I would be all for it. Even though LeVar Burton's pretty old now. I would be all for it. It would bring me pure joy every time he spoke. So competitors, Metallurgic. Is that literally the name of a company? Okay. Recorp. cheap drones, misfiring railguns, blue chip research division, certainty, cool name. If I recall, they employed quite a few semi-reformed black hats with interesting ideas about military decryption. Okay, Gideon, obnoxious family to be sure. They're developed a number of state-of-the-art systems for fast aid to launch. Faint hopes, all of them, but hopes nonetheless. No question. Our best course is to stay ahead of this monstrosity, self-created nemesis. But if flight fails, it would be great if the next game, like just like halfway through it, Nemesis just shows up and it's like, oh, you killed one of them? Okay, see ya. And it just leaves. and it's just like, oh, okay, now what's the
Solins is right.
what's the main thing?
Welcome
Hunter's
back,
thoughts could
Aloy.
really help us in the fight against Nemesis.
Yes. Okay.
You did it! You actually defeated a reactivated Horus! Are you hurt? Anything broken?
I'm fine, Beta.
I hope you never have
Couple
to
of
face
ribs
another one.
that will never heal. So we love our burden. just put a do not disturb sign on the entire earth, and then they'll have to come back later. Okay. Amazing. Yeah, that's why I said it would bring me pure joy to hear LeVar Burton's voice coming out of that face. Like, even they don't even have to change the model, because then I'm sure he would also find it amazing to do that, because I wish I were LeVar Burton. Where's my iconic slave role? Yeah. R.I.P. He was a real one. For real. So yeah, I think that would probably be the best place to stop for today and for the future. Let's spend my last skill points, even though I'm going to be left with one. Spend on this one. Trap specialist. That's me, the trap specialist. It's been a while since I've used a trap in this game. I think it was like 5 or 6 streams ago since I used a trap. Yeah. I have thoroughly enjoyed this game. Very, very good. The DLC, especially good. I think I still prefer Frozen Wilds a little bit, but I do. It's very closely on par with Burning Shores. I think it's just because Frozen Wilds had its own very distinct identity, where Burning Shores feels more like an extension to this game, where Frozen Wilds felt like more like a side story, you know. But yeah, I do like that they went the extension route instead of the side story route. Even though I do think DLC I would prefer to be more of a side story, but that's just personal preference. You can do it either way, really. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. So yes, thank you everybody for joining me on this journey. For those of you who have been here the whole time or filtering in and out, I'm pretty sure it has been straight up 5 months of this game exclusively every Saturday. And yeah, yeah. This has been great. This has been great. So I keep saying that, but so far this series has been very good. It's been very good, yeah. I do think I like the first game overall. Well, it's a very close tie. It's a very close tie. Because this game definitely does feel more like overall polished than the first one. But the first one runs horizontal. Yeah. Yeah. The first one felt less polished, but it did have, it was more digestible though, I think. Because this game, oh, actually I was gonna do that before we left. So I was gonna check my hours on this. Steam. Total 87 hours. 94.4 hours of Forbidden West. Wow. Yeah. And as far as Zero Dawn was 40 hours. That's with the DLC as well. So yeah. I think the first one I prefer a bit more just because it was more digestible, and the DLC was a bit of a side story, and it had like a very distinct identity with like the frozen wastes, and you know there's like one main tribe, and then you know I do like this game a lot, but it is just like double the size of the original, which I don't prefer. That's something that I do find quite a few issues with this game. That's not to say that I don't like it. I do really like it. I've made that very clear, I believe. But the number of issues that I found with this game is that for some reason I kept getting stuck. There's quite a few times in the streams that you've noticed that I've actually gotten like physically stuck. Which was strange, because I don't think I ever had that happen in the first game, but that might just be a me problem. But then there are a number of graphical issues, which is the port's problem really, and it also runs significantly worse than the last one. But again, that might just be me having terrible graphics card or whatever. But yeah, that and some minor, I don't think I find any issues with like the plot, because I actually like the plot quite a bit, even like as complicated as it ended up being. I kind of like that it was so complicated, because especially for this amount of time that you have to have a plot for like 100 hours, I was still interested by the end, you know, and I'm still interested in where they go with it. But honestly, if the next game is bigger, I don't know if I will be able to retain that much information in my brain. So I'm hoping they scale it back a little bit, kind of maybe towards the length of the first game. Just focus on like Nemesis, just focus on like, you know, one or two new tribes and like one or two returning tribes. In this game there were 3 new tribes and not much Karja, so I would just say mostly Osram, 1 returning tribe. But yeah, so just if they scale it back a little bit from the next game, not necessarily simplify the plot, but just like make it more digestible, then I think it'll be ideal. But I don't think they'll do that because of how much a success that this series has been. They'll do something where you can mingle with the space people. Good Tarzan type thing. I have no idea. But just trying to think about that. Yeah. But if they scale it back, I think that'll be ideal. But actually, I think the next Horizon thing is supposed to be a multiplayer thing. Because I don't know if you watched the documentary on the first game, they talk a lot about how they start out with multiplayer tests, and you can see like you know, co-op, 2 people in the bushes. Can't wait to play this on PS6. Yeah. But yeah, the multiplayer thing, I'm interested in it because the combat is one of the best parts about this game. Because it's basically immersive sim combat, like immersive sim light sort of combat, where there's a lot of different ways to approach the situation. MMO rumor. I would not prefer an MMO, I don't think. I think I would like either like a co-op kind of a game, or just straight up like maybe like a large or Halo's a different hair color. That would be great. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be just like you know, the classic PS2 games where it's like, oh, we don't have another player model, just change the color, you know. But yeah, honestly, it would be kind of interesting maybe to have not necessarily like kind of like a salvage thing. The salvage contracts would kind of work pretty well for like a multiplayer mode. Like you have this big map, and then it's like, oh, you gotta go salvage these things and build these things. Kind of like the Proving, because the Proving was essentially a multiplayer competitive game mode without the multiplayer. So yeah, they do something like that, that'd be interesting. If it's an MMO, I don't know, could be good, I guess. I might buy it if it's not above $60. If it's at $60, like kind of maybe, but need to find multiple things to make something. It's literally just buying up a game. That's what BTG means, I assume. Yeah. Oh, getting a call. Hold on. All right. Yeah. So it is time for me to head on now, and so next weekend we might be streaming the it's gonna be like a variety weekend, probably some mech games from Jam that people have made that I know, and then also maybe some overshooters or whatever I have on my list that's like small, short, interesting, some I don't have to complete maybe, because this this whole thing has been amazing, but just like I don't want to do another long one like for another couple of months. For another like half a year. I've spent almost a half a year on this game. That's amazing. Okay. Yeah. Time to head on. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Good night. May the Great Spirit guide you. Indeed, yes.